Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. To us, OC stands for community because we believe that our community thrives when we come together. We thank you for joining us every week on Tuesday evening on channel 56.10 and on Wednesday on channel 14.2. This is a bilingual English and Vietnamese program dedicated to educating, empowering, and inspiring our community. We hope that we will continue to help the community so we can bridge the generational, the language, and the cultural gap that exists in our community that can present as barriers to accessing much needed services and programs throughout our community. Cảm ơn quý vị, khán giả của Little Saigon TV đã theo dõi chương trình Kiến thức, Y khoa, Gia đình và Xã hội. Julie Diệp hân hạnh mời được quý vị tiếp tục theo dõi chương trình mỗi tuần thứ ba lúc 7 giờ tối trên đài 56.10 và mỗi thứ tư trên đài 14.2. Chương trình Kiến thức Y khoa, Gia đình và Xã hội là chương trình OC Health and Education. Julie hy vọng chương trình song ngữ đây vẫn tiếp tục giúp cho quý vị để tìm được thông tin rất là quan trọng cho quý vị. Và hôm nay trên đài Julie sẽ mời được JASMINE Vo. JASMINE Vo là một người respiratory therapist, là cũng một người làm rất nhiều việc trong cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình. Và hôm nay JASMINE có thời gian nói chuyện với cái công việc của JASMINE trong bệnh viện và trong cộng đồng. JASMINE, thank you so much for being on our program and for being here to talk about your wealth of knowledge and experiences. I know there are so many youth leaders that I look up to. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a frontline worker, for sacrificing so much of your time away from your friends and your families to help us during the pandemic early on and continue to do that, but also for helping us in the Vietnamese community to celebrate our traditions and culture. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. My name is JASMINE. I am currently a respiratory therapist and I have been for about 6 years now. I was born and raised here in Southern California, and I did grow up very Americanized, so my sense of Vietnamese community was very lost before, and throughout the years, throughout my college years and growing up, I have felt more connected, and I wanted to have a sense of pride in my Vietnamese culture. I did lose my mom when I was 16, and she was I want to say someone who wanted to teach me more about Vietnamese culture and teach me more about especially food. And I felt like when she died, I kind of lost that. And so now I want to continue working for the Vietnamese community and continue working for our community in general.
You know, thank you so much for sharing that bit of information, that personal experience with your mom. I'm sure she continues to inspire you and to help you understand and to lead you in the community. I can definitely identify with you, like I share with you too. I lost my mom when I was 30. And before I lost my mom, I didn't identify as being Vietnamese. I didn't speak the language. I was embarrassed about the music and the culture. So I definitely see how much I've grown, and I know that you will continue to grow. Cảm ơn quý vị. Hôm nay Julie hân hạnh mời được JASMINE Vo to the show. JASMINE Vo là một người respiratory therapist. JASMINE hôm nay chia sẻ với mình là JASMINE làm công việc là respiratory therapist cho bệnh viện. Mà một quan trọng nhất là nhỏ lớn lên là JASMINE sinh ở Mỹ. Mà thiệt ra nhỏ cũng không có hiểu về cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình, ngôn ngữ Việt Nam, về even cái món ăn. Mà lúc mà JASMINE chia sẻ đó là lúc mà JASMINE 16 tuổi, JASMINE mất mẹ, thì lúc đó thì luôn luôn thấy là cái quan trọng để cha vẫn tiếp tục cái văn hóa người Việt Nam. And JASMINE làm rất nhiều việc trong cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình. JASMINE, thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. I know in the Vietnamese community, we care a lot about education. So I want to ask you, what does it take to be a respiratory therapist? You've been working for 6 years, and was it hard to get that degree and get the training to be a respiratory therapist?
Yeah, so I didn't know what a respiratory therapist was to begin with. When I was in school, there wasn't a lot of programs for respiratory therapy, but it wasn't until I had a friend who was also interested in doing it. She introduced it to me, and honestly, it was like the best decision I have made to this day. And to be a respiratory therapist, we had to find a program within Southern California, and not very many programs offer it, or not many very schools offer it. So to find one, I had gone to San Joaquin Valley College, and they had an 18-month program, and the first day, my professor was like, "Welcome to RT boot camp." And I want to say it was very true. It was a very hard program. I couldn't maintain a job on top of doing the program. So
it was very intense.
It was very intense.
Okay.
And so after the 18 months, I got my degree. I got an associate's degree, and then worked a few years and decided to go back to school to get my bachelor's degree at Boise State University.
And you graduated during the pandemic.
I did, yes.
Yeah, because I when I follow you on Facebook, and I admire you so much, and I see all these pictures.
Yeah.
And it was just so heartwarming to be able to see a student, struggling through a pandemic, but also, a working professional, and being able to graduate during pandemic.
Yeah.
What was that like, that experience like, to be a student during the pandemic, and also to have that sense of accomplishment to get something done during such hard, difficult times?
I can definitely say that it was hard. I did start the program before the pandemic started, and it was all online, so I didn't have to attend school in person. I want to say it did become very difficult during the pandemic because we were so busy. And
I mean, busy at work.
Busy at work,
okay.
Yes. And it required a lot of research to get through the program, and just discussion boards and essays, and by the end of it, I just felt so accomplished. I felt this support from my coworkers, from my family members, to motivate me to finish the program. And so my dad, when I told him that the graduation day was this day, he dropped everything, bought a one-day ticket to go to Boise State and watch me graduate on stage, and it was very, very, it made me really, really happy.
Well, congratulations. I know that you make your family proud to be able to get so far, but also the community proud for your strength and your resilience.
Thank you.
Cảm ơn quý vị. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Jasmine Vu. Jasmine Vu là một người respiratory therapist ở bệnh viện nó kêu bằng Loma Linda University Medical Center, cũng là bệnh viện UCI Medical Center. Hôm nay Julie đặt một câu hỏi, là Julie nói đó là cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình thấy cái quan trọng về học hành nó là rất là quan trọng, và trong mùa Covid có rất nhiều trẻ em có cái khó khăn. Cái khó khăn của Jasmine là không phải là một cái người học sinh không, mà Jasmine là một cái người frontline worker, là người respiratory therapist, giúp cho bệnh nhân mà không có thở được, có thể bệnh nhân trong cái máy ventilator, vân vân, có rất nhiều khó khăn. Mà trong cái công việc Jasmine làm full time, Jasmine vẫn là một cái học sinh, mà học sinh là giỏi lắm. Tại Jasmine học được có cái bằng AA, học cái chương trình 18 tuần ở San Joaquin College, mà trong một Covid Jasmine học thêm cái chương trình của respiratory therapist trong Boise, Idaho. So Jasmine chia sẻ đó là trong cái ngày ra trường là cái graduation, bố của Jasmine là nghe cái tin đó là rất là vui, bỏ hết luôn, mua cái vé bay tới qua Boise để cho cái bữa ra trường. Jasmine, you know, I went on Facebook and I took the liberty of grabbing some of those graduation photos, and you know, it was just so heartwarming to see you take pictures with your dad, and also, was it your brother right next to you?
It was my boyfriend.
Oh, your boyfriend. I'm sorry. I don't know, because I don't know anything about you, but you know, I'm so proud of you. And you know, after the commercial break, we'll definitely talk a lot more about your work as a respiratory therapist and all the wonderful things you do in the community.
Okay.
Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV. Hôm nay Julie Diệp có thời gian nói chuyện với JASMINE Vô, cái người respiratory therapist rất là làm việc khó khăn trong cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình mà rất là thương mến. Sau vòng quảng cáo chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục nói thêm và chia sẻ và hiểu thêm respiratory therapist là cái gì. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả.